I think we got the flag actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
Sure. At some point, I'm going to want to hand it. Well, you got to play one.
Oh.
You're up there. Every time I play, you're up there. Yeah, well, you know, Nick's bringing up the rear. He's up 18, but
Yeah, I got to buy in. I got to
you always hit me every once.
Oh, knit on knit violence down there.
I'm all over you right now.
All right. Julia limped in with kings. Mr. J called, and Nick A
He's boarding the windows up.
is going to squeeze with queen jack offsuit. He's in a lot of trouble.
You should jump up there.
She just calls.
Suited, sure.
Julia playing it slow.
In this video for PokerNews.com, we are playing 10, 20, 40 with a $20 big blind ante and a straddle to $80. In this hand, Julia, under the gun, with pocket kings, limps out of her $4,800 stack. That is essentially 60 big blinds. Over around to Mr. J in the third blind, he opts to call. And then Nick A in the straddle opts to re-raise. He bumps up to $500. Julia continues the slow play. Queen 8 offsuit gets out of the way, and we go to the flop. But before we go to the flop, I want to make it really clear that when you're playing any cash game, a lot of people get it in their heads that they're playing, in this game, for example, 10-20. And a lot of people think that if they lose $2,000, 100 big blinds in 10-20, that's a lot. But you have to make sure you account for the ante and the straddle and the third blind and all of that. So in this scenario, we're actually only playing 60 effective big blinds deep. And you got to realize that that game is going to play very differently than a 10-20 game. So when you're looking at considering which game you personally are going to be playing, if you're bankrolled for a 10-20 game with no straddles and antes and all that, but your game is actually 10, 20, 40, 80, you're nowhere near bankroll, so keep that in mind. I discuss this topic and many more in my newest book, 100 Essential Tips to Master No Limit Hold'em. You got to make sure you understand all the essentials, otherwise you're probably going to lose. There are links to this in the comment section down below. Check it out. I would appreciate it. Let's head to the flop.
Just like that frog. And what a flop for Julia. Nick flops top pair. He's got to believe it's good. She's got the hidden over pair.
How much did he owe you?
500. That's it. You know, like that's good. Do you want to do them? Pardon? You want to do red black?
I'll do.
Okay, let's do red black.
If that's cool.
You know what's a fun game, if you guys want to play it, so we're gonna, unless you want to play red black, is we each pick a card. Anytime that card comes up, like say if I take the king of hearts.
Very understandable
Comes up,
call.
you each give me whatever we do, 20, 100, whatever we bet.
Drawing to a queen or jack is...
Miss your
The flop comes Queen of Diamonds, 6 of Clubs, 3 of Hearts, which is a disaster for Nick's Queen Jack because he is crushed by Julia's Kings. Nick opts to check, which may look a little bit weird with top pair as the pre-flop 3-better, but whenever you are out of position, you want to ask yourself, do I want to bet with everything? And quite often the answer is no. So you want to make sure that you're protecting your checking range by including some hands that you know you're not check folding that are also not all that vulnerable to being outdrawn. And I think any top pair in this scenario is a reasonable hand to check some portion of the time. So Nick does check, and then Julia, with 4,300 in her stack, opts to pot it. She bets 1,000. And this is going to work out great this time because Nick's not folding top pair. But I think I would much prefer to see a smaller bet to force Nick to stick around with hands like ace high or under pairs. The thing is that when Julia blasts it for 1,000, the right response for Nick is to fold everything that's not really good. And the thing is that you're going to stack everything that's really good anyway if you were to instead bet 400, then 1,000, then all in on the river. And that also gives Nick okay pot odds to the point that he does need to stick around with all sorts of hands like backdoor draws that are drawing relatively thin. So I think this worked out really well for Julia this time because she happened to be against top pair. But when she is not against top pair, she's going to let Nick off the hook and she's not going to extract much value. That said, she goes for 1,000. Nick has to call. Let's head to the turn.
Hey.
Be watching yourself. If you guys want to do that, it's okay.
Now he's drawing to a queen and a queen only.
Yeah, the downside of that is you kind of have to hyper focus.
Oh no, you do have. You can't bullshit. Yeah, no, you could miss out.
It's a good design to get you off the actual playing of poker.
Right. Yeah.
They have less than pot behind. She could even check back here if she wanted. She could bet small. She could almost do no wrong.
Through the air, from booth to table.
All in is my least favorite option.
We'll get it back.
If you're targeting a queen, he might be worried about a 6.
feel like that's a tell and you got a good kicker. Don't know.
We're talking kickers here, huh?
If you're wondering why Nick
I think
Bertucci's
you got
talking
it covered.
in the middle of all these hands,
Good read.
Yeah.
Good read.
Good
you
read,
try
we'll try.
pounding 32 ounces of acai
Oh, there we go.
Right?
in 3.5 minutes.
Wow, you rooted for that ace for her and everything. What was she doing?
This guy, no one's ever heard of this guy
Crazy.
before a touchdown.
No loyalty.
Olamide
Oh my God! What name is that?
He's on the practice squad.
Wow.
Terrible call.
Hey, Zacchaeus.
Take it. Take it.
She's got a 5 with her
Take
6.
it.
so that's
Throwing to
very
a
good.
queen and a queen only.
Oh snap! Hold on. That was a tell.
Wasn't that serendipitous?
That was, yeah.
You know what? Calm down.
Hey,
Yeah, pocket
Settle
sixes.
down.
And
Pocket
think
sixes.
about
Yeah.
the table talk.
Right.
Is he tanking
Oh,
the kings
no.
against
Drawing dead to a
Oh
queen.
my God! He's got pocket sixes.
Nick,
He's drawing dead to a queen.
chill out, man. Take a few
Nah, I'm good.
deep breaths.
I'm good.
Oh, no. Come on with the 6.
She does not
It's
feel
okay. Now I'm
safe
prepared
at
for
all.
Oh,
this.
now you
Now I'm
better be.
prepared for
What's
the
your
solo.
kicker
It's
with
all
your
right.
6?
Right?
What's your kicker?
She's good. She's good.
Oh, bullshit.
And so those cards
Okay,
hit
mark
them
those
up,
cards,
though.
Tony. Take them right now.
You're good. You're good. Nice one.
I was ready.
Hey, I started to believe it, too.
The turn is the 6 of diamonds. Nick checks. Julia rips it all in for about the size of the pot. And look, this is an annoying spot where I think Nick pretty much has to call, unless we are playing live poker and you know almost definitively that your opponent will not value bet worse hands, and you think pretty definitively they will not run all that many bluffs. Now, I don't know anything about Julia's strategy, but imagine in this scenario she will only value bet queen, jack, and better, which may be the case. But also imagine she literally never bets $1,000 on the flop as a bluff. And if she does bluff, it's potentially with a hand like a backdoor flush draw, ace high backdoor flush draw. Notice that 2/3 of those missed, but the 6 of diamonds did come in, so some of those will keep bluffing on the turn, presumably. That's a reasonable hand to shove, right? Because it has pretty good equity. In this scenario, I'm not sure how many combinations she'll have given the $500 pre-flop raise, but it may only be ace jack of diamonds, ace 10 of diamonds, ace 5 of diamonds, maybe ace 4 of diamonds. There's not that many combinations, right? So in this scenario, if you lose to ace queen and king queen and slow played aces and kings, that's a lot of combinations, and you're only beating a few combinations. This is a spot where queen jack's actually a pretty easy fold. Now, I certainly don't fault Nick for calling. I think calling is definitely default. When you check top pair, you're not really trying to fold it. But in live poker, you may actually be able to get off the hook in this spot. That said, Nick cannot. He loses the hand. And let's see if he storms off tilted.
I think she's got me covered.
Unlucky. You squeeze the queen jack after some limps, flop top pair, and you're up against an overpair.
That's too long a hold.
Peter O'Neill,
Too long.
5'10" legend,
Listen, I don't mind if I slow
says something crazy is about to happen on stage.
What is it?
But that is part of Max Payne Monday, you know.
We're getting a
we have
live
to-
update from the casino floor right now.
Get in the Bengals game? Because I don't give a who wins that one.
Okay. I don't even know what the spread is in that one.
This has to be one of the first times a glass door has been completely obliterated after someone lost a hand. What I want to know is, what is the craziest thing you've ever witnessed at the poker table? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll come back and tell you a fun story from a long time ago where I saw something pretty crazy happen.
Holy moly.
Mother of God.
Sorry about that, guy.
Oh,
How pissed are you?
That's my bad.
what did he do?
That's the first.
Did you pull
He
it?
did not do
Yeah, I pushed it out, actually.
You pushed it.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Do like a misdeal.
Sorry about that.
Clip. I need a second
I've done that.
Brett.
I've done that. in a casino.
Oh my God.
While I've never seen a door shatter, one time I was sitting at a table in some tournament, and the cocktail waitress came by and proceeded to spill the entire tray of drinks all over a player as the hand was being dealt. This was a nice, calm player, very zen guy, professional poker player. I'm not going to out him because he's known to be on the tighter side. Fine. The cards that had already been dealt were playing the hand. folds around to this guy. He's like drenched in drinks. He's like trying to wipe up everything. He looks down at his cards. He's like, I raise. What do you think this guy has? Anyway, he raises. Somebody re-raises him. He goes all in for like, I don't know, 40, 50 big blinds. The other guy calls it off with pocket tens. So, you know, guy drenched in drinks raises. Other guy 3-bets tens. He rips it all in. Guy with tens calls. Standard hand, nothing fancy. But given this guy is probably a little bit distracted because he is now drenched in all sorts of drinks, something makes me think he's going to play a little bit tighter than normal. And it turns out he had pocket aces. And he won the hand. He didn't lose. That would have been a disaster. So he ended up winning with aces against tens. Got the double up. Probably made it feel a little bit better that he had to sit there for the next few hours in all sorts of fluids. That's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click the like and subscribe button down below. I appreciate you being here. Good luck in your games. And when you get tilted, don't obliterate the door.